Madhava Kunj Bihari Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yasodanandana Prajajanaranjana Yasodanandana Prajajanaranjana Yasodanandana Prajajanaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astatara Shri Srimad Divine Grace Shila Abai Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindi Ki Antaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Shila Vyasadev Ki Guru Parampara Ki Bhaktivedanta Purports Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, it is our good fortune to have His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Maharaj. Hari Bo. So Maharaj joined ISKCON 1983 in South Africa, Durban, and later he became the president of Durban Temple. Later he became the president of ISKCON Vrindavan. And Maharaj founded the BCEC, Bhaktivedanta Culture Education, and he started teaching many courses like Bhakti Sadachara course and seminars on holy name like Japa Ashraya course and many other courses like up to the degree, Shastra degrees. And Maharaj regularly comes here. Most of us, we know Maharaj. He conducted many Japa courses here and loved by all the devotees of Pune. Let us welcome him to Sri Sri Radha Vrindavan Chandra by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna.
Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki.
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text number 10. It's okay. There's no verse on the board, right? There is? Okay. You can repeat after me if you can. It's a known verse. Prayanalpa yusa sabya kalavasmin yuge janaha mandasumanda matayo mandabhagya hi upadrutaha. Say the verse. Yeah, someone should repeat the verse. Say loudly. Ryan.
Kalavasmin yuge jana. Mandasumanda matayo. Mandabhagya hyupadruta.
Thank you. Matajis. word for word. Prayana, almost always. Alpa, meager. Ayusaha, duration of life. Sabya, member of a learned society. Kala, in this age of Kali, quarrel. Asmin, yerin. Yuge, age. Janaha, the public. Mandaha, lazy. Sumanda matayo, misguided. Mandabhagya, unlucky. He, and above all. Upadruta, disturbed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Purport. The devotees of the Lord are always anxious for the spiritual improvement of the general public. When the sages of Naimisharanya analyzed the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives. In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened not so much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. The people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. The human life is especially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence, and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to a bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers. In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties. And now Prabhupada says what happens on social media and what people are addicted to, including devotees. In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties, but also of many different types of sense gratificatory diversions, such as cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on. You may not do this personally, but you'll associate with it on social media. And you become addicted. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths which are not based on any revealed scriptures. But very often people who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted by such institutions. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on that the people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body. Now Prabhupada speaks directly about devotees. The student or brahmachari communities are no longer maintained, and householders do not observe the rules and regulations of the Grihastha ashram. Consequently, the so-called vanaprasthas and sannyasis who come out of such Grihastha ashrams are easily deviated from the rigid path. So that's how Kali enters into the minds and consciousness of devotees. In the Kali Yuga, the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of such material civilizations, man has formed complex nations and communities, and there's a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to the present distorted values of human society. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls, and here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Sutta Goswami. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. When Srila Prabhupada established his Western world headquarters, in a sense, in Los Angeles, in Watsika Avenue, near Venice Beach, he also established the offices and administration for the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust there. And the person who was overall responsible for the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust at that time was Rameshwar Prabhu, and later he took sannyas and is Rameshwar Prabhu again. Srila Prabhupada initiated one disciple named Nalini Kanta, and he had experience with sound engineering. And he formed with a group of other devotees who had a similar experience and qualification, in a sense, before they joined. They formed what is called the Golden Avatar Studios. And you'll also look at many photographs that Srila Prabhupada was taken into this part of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust Administration building, into the room that has the Golden Avatar Studios. There's pictures, nice pictures actually, of Prabhupada. And then the devotees were explaining to Srila Prabhupada how this works. You know, they have like a big mixer and this big reel-to-reel for Prabhupada's audio lectures, and to sort of like also make it better and so forth in the old system. And then that is transferred into small cassette tapes for hearing. Yeah. So Prabhupada was quite impressed with the technology. It's called Prabhupada Vani. So then then Rameshwar Prabhu and the other devotees told, we have another smaller room where we set up something else. So Prabhupada said, okay. So they took Prabhupada into a smaller room. And on the table in the smaller room, they had a telex machine. Like sometimes telegraph or telex machine. Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Sudarshan ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki. So when they brought Srila Prabhupada into this small room and showed him the telex machine, and they explained to Srila Prabhupada that this is the fastest means of communication in those days. So they explained to Srila Prabhupada how it works. So they said, Srila Prabhupada, if you type in, like tick, 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 you know, a message here, we also have similarly set up a telex machine office in our New York temple. Like that. So Prabhupada, he had like an expressionless face. He didn't say yes, he didn't say no, he was silent. So then he went to the telex machine and he wrote A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Hare Krishna. Or maybe Hare Krishna, then A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So within about 10 minutes or so, because that's how it takes, that's the fastest means of communication. In New York City, in the temple, in the small room, that telex machine received the message almost in 10 minutes or so. Yeah. And they were ecstatic in New York. Hare Krishna A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So they typed the message back. And they read, and they typed, Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada waited, didn't say anything, everything was silent, and the message came back. And they said, see Srila Prabhupada, within 10 minutes. Yeah. So Prabhupada just looked around and so forth. And then the leading devotee who was responsible, he told Srila Prabhupada, and we plan to set up one machine like this in each of our centers all over the world. And we'll connect them. So if you type in a message, they can get it instantly in the same country in 10 minutes, and outside of the country maybe in 15 minutes. And you can communicate that fast, like that. So Srila Prabhupada didn't say anything, he just made and he said, and he walked out. Because he doesn't say, can I leave? He just walks. So he went to his room. Yeah. So a day or two later, some of the leading devotees went to him and said, Srila Prabhupada, the devotees will set up the system for you to communicate in a faster way. They need to know whether they should go ahead and connect every temple with a telex or telegraph machine. Should they do that? Yeah. Then Srila Prabhupada went silent, and then he looked at all these devotees who came, and he said, and you can tell them this will be good enough only for international gossip. And that was the end of it. So the corresponding complementary system for that is nowadays your social media. And Srila Prabhupada said, and you can tell them this will only be good enough for international gossip. And that's true. therefore Prabhupada says here, the brahmachari ashram is no longer being maintained as it's supposed to be maintained. In 30, 40, 50 years, you may not even find brahmacharis. Oh yes. Practically, in the Western world, in ISKCON, it's like manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatadis. It's like it's very rare to find a brahmachari. Already happening. See? Because of social media, because of internet, because of book face. They throw the book on your face, Facebook. What's up? Hey, what's up? So Prabhupada says, the student brahmachari communities are no longer being maintained. And the householders do not observe the rules and regulations of the Grihastha ashram. So that means without a stable and healthy brahmachari ashram, the householders will not get the necessary strength to follow nicely. That's what it says. See? Because sometimes the householders, where will they get proper son-in-laws from? From the brahmachari ashram. That's why it says like that. Because not many will remain brahmachari. But going through the brahmachari ashram, you'll become a proper father and proper husband. That's what it means. See? So in some ways, in most temples in Bharatavasha, here in India, they have brahmachari ashrams. But that's going to lessen. That's going to lessen. And then consequently, Prabhupada says, Vanaprasthas are so called, and from there if sannyas comes, he must fall. Prabhupada says that. See? So our first duty is to maintain the brahmachari ashram. That's the support system for a thriving and healthy devotee community. We all right so far? Yeah. So, I'm going to say another thing, which is a related topic, but different and then related later by me. Is that okay? I'm here for about a week. And a few days ago, one brahmachari came to meet me personally. And he explained this situation. I keep confidentiality so you wouldn't know who it is. And you can't get it out of me. So he said, am I doing the right thing? Like that. And what he was explaining to me was quite Krishna conscious. And I appreciated it. He said, I hear more from my Shiksha Guru, who's actually another Grihastha, and he's a brahmachari. Yeah. And then I hear from my Diksha Guru. So then eventually in the meeting we concluded, okay, in the last month, how many hours you heard from your Shiksha Guru? He said about 26 hours of lectures, audio tapes, audio. Yeah. Then I said, and from your Diksha Guru? He said only 1 hour. So that's 27 hours. And then I asked him a question. When last did you hear from Srila Prabhupada? He sort of couldn't answer clearly. He may have said something. But in the last month, he heard from one Shiksha Guru for 26 hours and from his Diksha Guru for 1 hour. like that. So then I decided to tell him something. I was a little hesitant, but then I couldn't help myself because of my own conviction. Like that. I said, in your heart, you have eclipsed the position of Srila Prabhupada. Eclipse means you are making him disappear. Because the Shiksha Guru is more prominent in your life. And if he writes books, you probably read his books more than reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Then I asked him a question. Maybe I did or not, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying something that I feel very strongly about. What's going to happen in 50 years? I won't be here, and possibly he may not be here. See? You understand? Yeah. So the root of all of our devotion for everyone, is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Yes. And that nobody will disagree with. If he's disagreeing, then he wants to leave his own legacy behind. You understand? And that's jumping over. And that's not the best thing, to make Prabhupada disappear. See? So, in a lecture in Los Angeles on March 3rd, 1974, I'll read it for you. Srila Prabhupada says, in this old age of 80s, when most of the people take retirement and rest on the bed, I have taken this initiative, working day and night, hardly sleeping only for 2 hours, so that when I leave this world, I could give all of you a concrete infrastructure of my dream. Not my dream, but the dream of Lord Krishna. I hope all of my disciples, contemporary means the current ones, and upcoming, in the future, in hundreds of years to come. He regards them also as his disciples. So I'll read again. I hope all of my disciples, contemporary and upcoming, will take care of this legacy, that Prabhupada's legacy, with their heart and soul. That's all I expect from all of you. And Prabhupada begins to cry. And then he says, thank you very much. So why am I saying this? I joined ISKCON 40 years ago. Besides being involved in administration and management, most of my last 40 years was spent on studying and teaching Srila Prabhupada's books. I developed curriculum, syllabuses, study guides, and so forth. I come from an educational background, so I have that sort of ability to do that, which I dovetail in Krishna's service. I also do another activity that I buy off print runs of books from the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, the BBT. I'm a book distributor. So the first print run that I bought from the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust was way back in 1986, 3 years after I joined. See? And I did a print run of 35,000 Science of Self-Realization, 10,000 Bhagavad Gitas, as well as 50 full sets of Srimad Bhagavatam and 50 full sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita, which I distributed in the libraries and universities. But the other books I distributed in schools to schools, colleges to colleges. It took me from 1986 to 1989 to distribute 35,000 Science of Self-Realization and 10,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And I loved every bit of it. And in retrospect today, I realized that saved me. It saved me. Yeah. Then over the years, I was leading the book distribution efforts in many places and so forth. And then when I entered the sannyas ashram in 2009, which is about 13, 14 years ago, then my time was more demanding from people. So I switched a little bit. Then just before the COVID in 2019, I did another print run with BBT Africa, which was printed in South Africa, of another 35,000 Science of Self-Realization. And with a team of devotees and myself, we distributed that in 4 months. Yes. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So what I do is that when I distribute the books, we do a deal with the Bhakti and the Book Trust. We get it much cheaper than what you get. Because we get it directly from the printer into our warehouse, not into their warehouse. And we print in low season. Get it cheaper. And we give an advance money, so then it gets more cheaper. It's transcendental business. Yeah. Then about 2 years ago, I printed 10,000 copies with Bhaktivinoda Book Trust Australia. I'll build you a temple, the Juhu story. I came here too, and I got it sponsored for all the brahmacharis. Remember? You have your copy, right? Yeah. And there again, out of the 10,000, I personally distributed 7,000 copies. And then, now, we're in the process of printing another book called Dancing White Elephants, traveling with Srila Prabhupada from 1970 to 1972. Penned down by His Holiness Giriraj Swami. It's in the printing now with BBT Australia. So I reduced the price right down by taking 65% of the print run. They're printing 20,000 copies, 13,000 copies comes to me. So that's how I do a print run. And I bring the price right down. See? It is a 400-page book where there was no ISKCON temple in India when Prabhupada was traveling with his disciples till March 1972, from August 1970. Indore, I think His Holiness Giriraj Swami gave some classes here like that. Surat, Delhi, Gorakhpur, these many places Prabhupada went. Beautiful, amazing book. Yeah. And there's 20 color photos there. It's half the size of the other book, I'll Build Your Temple. It's 400 pages and 20 color photos. Same, hardbound, stitched and so forth. It's being printed now. Yeah. So that's my next service. 13,000 copies of those books. Then my next service in about 2 or 3 years after I do this is that I'm going to do a print run of 5,000 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's going to come up. And I may print it with BBT Mumbai. Like that. So that's my other service over the years. Then a new service came up in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years, I saw that devotees were reading Srila Prabhupada's books less and less and less. And they are hearing more and more and more from social media and the internet. See? So I'll give an example how it works. So one leading book distributor was with me in Mauritius, and we went for a retreat program in a small island called Rodrigues, just to have Sangha, 22 of us. Yeah. So I asked, how's your spiritual life? And he told me, Maharaj, I have a problem. I've become addicted to social media. So I said, what do you do? He said, no, I feel like hearing a lecture of Srila Prabhupada on YouTube, so I go onto YouTube. But then after I hear a lecture of Srila Prabhupada on YouTube, say for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then there's a sidebar category. Then I see one Muslim man is preaching. So then I click on that. Then he's preaching for 25 minutes. I just wanted to compare when I distribute books of what to say to Muslim people. Then after that, another sidebar comes. You know what's a sidebar? It's a distraction. Then I asked, what happened? What happened? He said, no, I started at 9 o'clock in the night, but I finished up watching everything on YouTube at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the last one I watched was a Hollywood movie where they break all four regular principles. And he's an initiated devotee, second initiate. And sometimes he and his wife goes and cooks a Rajbhog offering in the temple. So you can understand what consciousness is taking into the Rajbhog offering. And he was very honest, he needed help. So I gave him a rigid program, and he's coming out of it. It's an addiction. Anything online is an addiction. Even in the name of saying something spiritual, you must get distracted. Because the social media is the personality of Kali Yuga's number one disciple, Kali Chela. It's affecting everyone. So about 10 years ago, His Grace Madhava Prabhu is here from HareKrishna Media Services. We produced a 16 gig GB Prabhupada audio. And then we worked together with it over the time, and we produced a 32 gig audio USB drive. Then over time we produced a 64 gig GB USB drive. And now we have a 128 gig USB drive. There's nothing more from the Bhaktivedanta archives. It's patented, Bhaktivedanta archives and Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. We have it here. Give me this. Some of you may have it, but we updated things. It's a new look, a gift pack. You don't have to go online. And it has been improved in terms of audio quality to hear. Sometimes you have a machine with this that goes along, and it has this book, you know. And when you go into the USB drive, you can tell you which lecture you want to choose. It's also there in the menu, in the files. Yeah. So this is a metal USB. That's the casing. See? Yeah. I don't want to tell you how much you'll pay for a 128 gig blank USB drive, metal one. This is guaranteed for 5 years. Nobody gives you guarantee out there. Blank one. It's more than 1,200 rupees. You look up in the internet, you'll see. I said, okay. But this is not a sales pitch because of that. Yeah. This value is invaluable. You cannot attach the wealth of spiritual association of Prabhupada's Vani here. Now what exactly is this 128 GB USB drive? What exactly is this? It is 448 audio of Bhagavad Gita, then Ishopanishad, Brahma Samhita, Nectar of Devotion, Krishna book dictation, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, initiations, festivals, interviews, morning walks, assorted lectures, room conversations, devotee address, philosophical discussions, bhajans and purport, recitation and stories, and japa and kirtan, and about 145 Hindi lectures and conversations, and 22 Bengali, Bangla lectures. It's here. So in total there are 4,000 audio lectures. There's nothing more on the planet. We have exhausted the Bhaktivedanta archives with the material. And here's that great personality, Madhava Prabhu, who produces it. And I distribute it in the thousands. Then we did something new in the last month. This is the latest, this is October 2022. Now, this one. So when I go around, even devotee children, I see that, the parents sometimes, they just leave them running around and they want to be occupied. So the parents give them their cell phone, mobile phone, right? And then before you know it, as these children growing up, they know more about the mobile phone than the parents. If something wrong, they take it to the kids. They fix this. Yeah. And you can imagine when they surf the internet without you knowing. Yeah. So I was anxious, as the sages of Namasharanya were anxious, in the Kali Yuga. Like that. And we're going to lose our brahmacharya ashram. And if that is lost, everything is lost. That's what Prabhupada says. Yeah. So, with Madhava Prabhu's ingenuity and hard work and crores of rupees of machines and editing and so forth, this is exclusively Srila Prabhupada. This is not including maybe Woodstock Polish Festival or the Golden Avatar or whatever. This is only Srila Prabhupada. Only Srila Prabhupada. Video. And what's in this video? There are 70 videos, 58 hours. The Acharya series, videos 1 to 5. Your Ever Well-Wisher, videos 6 to 9. Vintage short films, videos 10 to 19. Prabhupada in Australia, 20 to 33. 34 to 38, Prabhupada on tour. 39 to 49, festivals with Srila Prabhupada. 46 to 54, perfect questions, perfect answers. 53 to 59, introduction to Bhagavad Gita, Srimad, Bhagavatam and more. And 60 to 70, following Srila Prabhupada. It's all explained here in this small booklet. And it is in this USB drive. This USB drive has two features. Can you see? One is a regular port for your computer, and the other is a port that goes into the mobile phone. And this is patented, a copyright, ITV, ISKCON Television, owned by Nishingananda Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, you know him? Yeah. Now the inheritor of all ITV stuff is Madhava Prabhu. Nishingananda is giving everything. He's the inheritor. Because he's in his late 70s, he knows he has to pass it on. So this is copyrighted ITV and ISKCON Cinema. And this is copyrighted from the Bhaktivedanta archives with Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. And he's exclusively the person who can produce this to HareKrishna multimedia services. I'm glad you came. Can you stand up and give your darshan to everyone? Come this side. He's shy. Okay. All right. Now why am I saying all this? In some way, all of us, and I also felt it, in some way, all of us, we may have a tendency to eclipse Srila Prabhupada's position. Like I gave the example of this brahmachari. He couldn't remember when last he heard a lecture of Srila Prabhupada, saw a video of Prabhupada. And we're trying to avoid people going online. It's very dangerous. Imagine for the children. So I had this some time earlier, and I went to a home and I saw the child. So they buy a small mechanism. I don't know what it's called, but you can't go online. You can put that in, like a small machine, a video. What do you call that? Like a notepad? Or? No, but you can't go online. Like how you have a reader, you know, a reader? Kindle, yeah. So, but you can have video on it too, right? Yeah. So I told the father, you buy this for your child and you plug this video in, because children are more visual. Children like more visual. Adults may like more audio. And the child, he didn't leave it. And the mother called, are you going to eat? No. Prabhupada is saying this, Prabhupada is saying that. Let me just finish. It says that 15 minutes more to go, I'll come in 15 minutes. Just see. No online. You get diverted or distracted. So this is my third mission. First mission, study and teach Prabhupada's books. Second mission, distribute Prabhupada's books. Third mission is this. Because we see reading and studying Prabhupada is waning. Reading Prabhupada is waning. So people go into video more and all those things. So we're replacing that not to go online. See? We're good? Now, having said that, yesterday here, I visited two devotees who were sick. One devotee's name is Adi Bhagavan Prabhu. He just got sick a few days ago and he was in hospital and so forth. He's a wonderful devotee, amazing devotee. You know, and he does a lot of service here. You may know him. Yeah. So there's a special room on the ground floor for devotees who are sick. Then I also visited another devotee, a Mahatma Priya Prabhu, and he's here on the wheelchair. Like that. So he's sort of under some circumstances met an accident and he cannot walk, and there's some sort of surgery and plates on one of his feet, which he may take out after some time and then heal again after another year, almost 2 years for him to completely heal. So I asked them one question, each one, when I was with them. I asked them, how's your mental state? Said, not so good. We can only sleep so much, we can only read so much, we can only associate with devotees so much because the devotees are also busy. The mental state is like not so good because they're active devotees, they're preachers, like that. So I didn't tell them that they're going to get one of each of these because they have time. See? So what happens is that if the devotees in the Grihastha ashram, ashraya means you find shelter in that ashram. If the devotees in the Grihastha ashram, like that, they need to always be careful to ensure that there's a thriving and healthy brahmachari ashram. And they need to adopt the brahmacharis as their sons. And they are nice spiritual sons because you don't have to buy any clothing for them, they don't want fashion, they don't want cell phones, so it's easy to serve them. Because for your own children you'll spend so much money. You have to buy clothes and they're growing and sizes different and new cell phones or whatever. Somebody told me in Chandigarh, nowadays one cell phone costs 1 lakh. Huh? Oh, that iPhone. I was shocked to hear that. 1 lakh. So we are requesting the grihasthas, the householders, devotees here, that at least let's sponsor for these two devotees who are in the sick room. This costs a significant amount of Lakshmi. So we distribute this for 2,000 rupees, including the booklet and the nice gift casing. The video is for 2,000 rupees. It's called ultimate video, there's nothing more than that. Over time we may improve some of the videos when we get funds, like that. But mostly it's quite good quality. And audio is good. And then the audio is also for 2,000 rupees. Separately, 2,000 rupees. So for every 6, either audio and or video plus, the temple gets 1. You getting it? like as a gift from us, gets one. But we need you to sponsor for the devotees in the brahmachari ashram. Beginning with these two devotees who are not well. They need to hear. Because the mental states, sometimes they need to hear. So here we have the names of all the brahmacharis in this ISKCON NVCC, New Vrindavan or New Vrindavan Vedic Cultural Center. Vrindavan, it is right, Vrindavan Chandra, right? Sorry, I didn't reinitiate the place. New Vedic NVCC, not New Vrindavan Cultural Center. Sorry, I didn't mean to rename the place. Yeah. Okay. So here we have 150 brahmacharis. And it begins with Radhe Shyam Prabhu, Rupa Goswami Prabhu, Vamsi Vadan Prabhu, Ram Nitai Prabhu, Sundar Shyam Prabhu, Sundarvar Prabhu, Yugal Kishore Prabhu, Mahavirya Prabhu, Ashray Govinda Prabhu, Madan Manohar Prabhu, Sarva Lakshan Prabhu, Anand Dulal Prabhu, and so on to 150 names. See? So we need devotees to sponsor for them. Because they are your sons. They are the brahmacharis. You have to give them Prabhupada Vani, 4,000 lectures and so forth, and Prabhupada Vapu, video. They'll maintain themselves in the brahmachari ashram, and therefore the grihastha ashram, vanaprastha and sannyasa ashram will be healthy. We okay? I just came from Chandigarh, and they are a much smaller temple than you. Probably their congregation is 1/4. Your congregation is 4 times that. Chandigarh. Yeah. Getting it? So Chandigarh distributed 120 videos and 150 audios. And the whole brahmachari ashram was sponsored. And on top of that, he told me tomorrow, this is the Chandigarh temple commander, Vaishnav Priya Gauranga Prabhu. He said, your main distributor there, what's his name? Sadbhuj Prakash Prabhu, he phoned, he said, tell Maharaj, send 50 more audio. I was happy to hear that. Yeah. Okay. So who would like to help the brahmachari ashram first? Of course, you can also take your own personal copy for yourselves, but let's help the brahmachari ashram and also your personal copy. Both go for 2,000 rupees each. And the temple gets a benefit of every 6 that are distributed, they get 1 for themselves. It's the latest. There's the producer. We get all the materials from Bhaktivedanta archives and so forth, and from BBT. And Nishingananda Prabhu's inheritor of his work is here too. Like that, ITV and ISKCON Cinema. Would like to help, at least first these 2 nice devotees who are in the sick room. What's your name, Prabhu? Give him the microphone, please. Give him where's the microphone? Everyone, while he gets the microphone. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And one more thing, we're going to distribute this right now, so if you're sponsoring it and also taking 1 for yourself, that's 4,000 rupees. But if you're only sponsoring, that's 2,000, either the video or the audio. So what's that nice devotee who raised his hand in the back? Prabhu, stand up. What's your good name?
Brajapati Gopinath Das.
Can you come to the front and give your name and then you scan this thing for payment? Where is it? It's here, we are ready. Where's Yugal Shyam Prabhu? Can you go that side and supervise? He's overall in charge. Prabhu, where's that Prabhu? Where is he? Please come to the front. Let's chant for our first sponsor too. kick this nice distribution. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Come on this side. Give your full darshan to everyone. Please come. Where is this? Where is he? Come here. To me. You know, when somebody starts it, then it rolls. Like that. Come here. Where's the microphone? What's your name? And say in the microphone.
Vrajapati Gopinath Das.
Yes. For these devotees who are in the sick room, what would you like to sponsor? The audio or video or both? Or both. I mean 2 each. 1 each. Okay. So you're taking 1 each now. You have to scan then the back. And for yourself? Some other time. Okay. Because they also have Hindi lectures in the audio. Like that. So you're going to present it right now to this nice devotee on the wheelchair. Right? Is that okay? So Vrajapati Gopinath Prabhu. Chant for him. Thank you very much. Now, the mind will not bother them too much. It's a mental state. Sometimes it gets to you when you're sick. You know. Yeah. So, who would like to sponsor for the other devotee who is not well? His name is Adi Bhagavan Prabhu. We're giving it to you personally to give to these devotees when you sponsor. Please help us for the other devotee, Adi Bhagavan. Yes, Prabhu, please come. Here. Can you bring me stock? One second. Microphone. What's your name?
Sarva Avatar Das.
Huh?
Sarva Avatar Das.
Sarva Avatar. You have those 2 nice sons that come from Mangalati.
Yeah. Three ones.
3? I didn't see the 3rd one.
He's here.
There's one. So I gave the older one garland the other day. I gave the younger one today. I don't know what the small one is. Small one is with the mother.
Yeah, no, she's also here.
Yeah. Now, are they going to join the brahmachari ashram as they go?
Maharaj, choice. We'll live. Like
Put the microphone on. Say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. No. No.
No purport. No purport. Yes or no, that's all. Are they going to join the brahmachari ashram as they grow? Yes or no, that's all.
Maharaj, we'll live.
Yes or no, that's all.
Choice is up to them.
Yes or no?
Choice is up to them. Choice is up to them.
Yes or no?
From our side, yes. We are ready.
Good, yeah.
We don't mind.
So Adi Bhagavan, you're going to sponsor 1 video, ultimate video proper, and 1 ultimate audio or what?
Yeah, Maharaj, I'll sponsor one.
You'll sponsor?
One and 1 copy for ourselves.
You want the audio or video?
A video.
And for him, audio.
Whatever, like.
What do you want to give Adi Bhagavan Prabhu?
Audio, maybe like.
You know him?
No, I.
You'll find out, right? You're taking it and you're going to personally give him. He's in the sick room. Not the room is not sick, but they call it. He's in the room for devotees who are sick. You find out where he is, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Give me the microphone. Let's chant for him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So now, Madhava Prabhu wants to help us with a few words of inspiration. Please come. Don't speak about me. Don't speak about me. Right. He follows my instruction.
Hare Krishna. I'll just speak for 2-3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes is 5 minutes. 2 and 3, 5 minutes.
3.
Okay.
So, first of all, 2,000 rupees is actually nothing. One of the very senior disciple of, I think, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Guru Dakshina Prabhu, from Australia. So he was explaining that how expensive was all the tapes when they were using it. Each tape like $10 and one class. So you can see 4,000 classes is like how much? $40,000. And that goes on. So initial class is also recorded by Prabhupada himself, 3 class, and there was only a single person, and he was a Kanjedi, so he was almost like not listening class, and those 3 classes were recorded by Srila Prabhupada himself, you see, and he was knowing that it will be used in a future, and from that there is a Gita Sar book, if you see, and it is distributed in millions. So I can speak for hours about Prabhupada himself, and there are lot of devotees, you have never heard of them name, like Eknath Prabhu, Paramru Prabhu. 50 years they are working on this. So taking the credit of this service for me, I mean, it's not a good thing. All credits goes to them, including Srila Prabhupada he gave. And a devotee like Maharaj, he didn't ask me to his name, but devotees like Maharaj, who is taking lot of trouble. So this 2,000 seems little expensive. We have some profit genuinely, but how it is being used? You see, first of all, earlier many devotees are having. I came here twice and distributed also, but that time it was 32 GB. Now 128 GB. Why? Because it's better quality and 2,100 new audios. So if some devotees they are thinking they have already audio machine, but this has 2,100 new audio collection, most systematically organized, and this is lifetime collection of Prabhupada, including even 59 seconds of short talk. Another thing, whatever the small amount, very small amount of even profit comes, it is being used and will be used to complete Prabhupada audio and video in a much better quality. For example, Prabhupada 1280, especially room conversations and morning walks are not that much audible. And if we go to the technology, AI is not useful. And if you go to the like prime focus, they are asking 12 crore. But we figure it out something much cheaper. So here is a sample, 30 second. First 15 second is the original, and it has it's having around 11 issues, humming, hissing, electronic. And in sound, the difficulty is that it goes in a one layer. So when you try to remove the noise, the audio also goes. So it's a beauty that sound enhancement is also done, and the errors are, not errors, noise, not only the noise, there's noise, humming, hissing, reverb, delay, a lot of things are there, 48 different things. It is all removed. And I send it to the world's #1 feedback, who gives Curtis Judah, and he says, how did you do it? So it is all Prabhupada mercy. So I'll make you hear that for 30 seconds, and you see that your contribution to buying this, giving to someone and hearing himself, it's a very large beneficial to society in the future. Okay, I'll just play here.
Put the microphone next to your speaker.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bhagavatam Kriya. Upper Pulasri Navago, Jagbundi Purari Gondola is by the left hand. He can talk like that. Is it meaning? That intelligence they have to manufacture. I know, I was in the medical business. So any petty medicine, and you employ a medical man, and you present it in such a scientific.
So you can see there's sometime noise coming, and after that there is no noise. It took lot of effort, 8 hours. And it is done by one of the artists who has done mastering for KGF. Those who are in a bad association, they know the KGF 1, KGF 2, Kantara, Salar, these are the 1,000 crore films. So it is all Krishna's mercy that how he is manifesting Srila Prabhupada Vani. So whoever has capacity to help in any way, kindly please support. We are not asking for donation. If you go on internet, you will not find this less than 3,000, 4,000 or 5,000. And there is no book. If you use this one in your anyway, cell phone, TV, you can see the number. You can just directly type. If there is a Janmashtami festival, see the book festival, type number 3865, you will see the lecture. So lot of inputs are there and easy access are there. Even in a video also. Another thing, when in a future this revised version come, you don't have to pay again. Just give me this USB with engraved, so I can understand it's my work, and I will replace with your new one. So that also you are kind of paying for that, even in audio and video both.
In other words, you can update it with the same USB because it's engraved, patented. Let's chant for Madhava Prabhu's amazing and valuable service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So it will take time if I personally gift you these things. And if you're keen to sponsor for all the brahmacharis, first and foremost, so that we can protect the brahmachari ashram, would be nice, and then also take your own copy. But still, if you want to take your own copy without sponsoring for the brahmachari ashram, you're also welcome to do so. So I just need a show of hands. I'm still here because soon devotees need to take prasad, honor prasadam and so forth. How many of you would be keen either to take a copy for yourself or including sponsor? Just raise your hand, I want to see. Raise your hand high. So we have in the back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we have a fairly decent amount of people. This devotee in Chandigarh, Sadbhuj Prakash Prabhu, he's amazing. I mean, he got so inspired, he distributes this audio and video to all the students that he preaches to in the colleges. And that's why he's running short. He needs 50 more audio. And they're easily giving 2,000 rupees. Yeah. So if you need also to take to distribute to others, you're welcome to do so. That's also there. But we need sponsorship for the brahmachari ashram also. Okay. So if you raised your hand, you can come and see me here at the table. You know, there's about 15 hands or so up. And before we do that, we have about 5 minutes for questions. Anyone? Anyone has a question? There's a devotee here. Yes, question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandat Pranam. So
remember, if you sponsor it, you can take it with you and give it to the brahmachari of your choice. Like how they did for these devotees who were sick. Yes, what's your name?
Sunil. Right, sir.
Yes. Can you hold the microphone close so we can hear you?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. You have a question?
Yes. Based on this shloka of Bhagavatam.
Yes. Go ahead.
So, means in this translation, it is written that they are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky. So, means actually whatever happens with us is based on our previous karmas. So, what is exactly lucky and unlucky? Luck or good luck, bad luck? Means because whatever is happening is based on our karma only, na, whatever we do. So, we say luck means what is exactly it?
You know the verse says, Sarva Dharman Parityagya Mamekam. Say it. Sharanam Vraja.
Sarva Dharman Parityagya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishami Mashucha.
And what's the translation?
Abandon all kinds of religion and just surrender unto me. I
will protect you
from all kinds of sins. Do not fear.
Sinful reactions.
Sinful reactions.
Does that answer your question?
So, but only...
Does that answer your question?
Mm-hmm. I will have to think upon it. Means
Yes, but it does answer your question. So you read that verse and you read the purport by Srila Prabhupada. When you come to Krishna consciousness, you become karma free. Even from your previous activities, you won't suffer the reaction. Is that all right?
yes, kind.
Now
Okay.
tell me what's bothering you. Go ahead.
It means we can even commit offense to Vaishnavas. Means
No,
here,
don't worry about that.
here also we commit sin.
Don't worry about committing offenses.
It don't give.
Don't worry about committing offenses.
Okay.
So repeat after me. I will not worry about committing offenses. Say.
I will not worry about committing offenses
Because that's a worry itself.
because that's the worry in itself.
Good. Is that all right? Yeah. So always try to be in the favorable association of devotees. I'm using the word favorable. See? Not just association of devotees, but be in the
Favorable.
favorable association of devotees. Then you don't have to worry about committing offenses. Is that all right? Yeah. Any of the ladies, Vaishnavis, Matajis have any question? Can raise your hand. Anyone? Anyone else? We can take one more question. Yes, this is the last question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the
Hare
class.
Krishna.
How to increase attraction for Krishna so that
How to increase affection?
for Krishna so that
How to increase what?
attraction or
Attraction for Krishna.
yes, so that we don't fall in Maya or I don't fall in Maya.
Don't fall in Maya. You should do Vaishnav Seva. You know what's Vaishnav Seva? You know? Yes or no?
Yes, Maharaj.
Explain.
Doing for whatever pleases Vaishnavas.
Whatever pleases Vaishnavas, yes. But I'll add something as a transcendental condition. You must serve Vaishnavas without prejudice and without any discrimination.
Yes.
Then that will increase your attraction for Radha Krishna. Is that okay? Yeah.
Yes, Maharaj.
Because when you serve Vaishnavas without discrimination and without prejudice, then they are attracted by you, Radha Krishna. And when Radha Krishna are attracted by you, because you are attracted and you get the benefit of the Bhakti Shakti or the devotional consciousness of all those you serve. So the more Vaishnavas you serve, the more devotional consciousness you inherit from them. And that attracts Radha Krishna. Is that okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So those who raise their hands, I am here. And if you need Prabhupada's ultimate audio and ultimate video, we have it here. You can come to me. And you can come to the devotees who will assist us to process. And then we have the list of brahmacharis, so we'll tick the names if you're taking it yourself to give this particular brahmachari. Is that all right? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada's Vani ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada's Vapu ki.
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki.
Jai.
Natai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. कृपा करके अपने जगह में बैठे रहिए। 2 मिनट का अनाउंसमेंट है। सबसे पहले अनाउंसमेंट ये है, हम धन्यवाद करते हैं इस होलीनेस भक्ति बृहद भागवत स्वामी महाराज को। एक बार हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र बोल के धन्यवाद करते हैं। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Have you completed? You got more announcements to make?
Yes.
Make the announcement, and I want to say one thing finally for about 2 minutes. Go ahead.
आज का 11:30 बजे श्रीमद् भगवद गीता मराठी भाषा में क्लास देने वाले हैं। हिज ग्रेस साधु सेवा प्रभु आने वाले 7 अक्टूबर से लेकर 11 अक्टूबर तक हमारे बीच में रहेंगे। हिज ग्रेस संकर्षण दास अधिकारी प्रभु 8 अक्टूबर को संडे, अगले संडे का जो श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास के लिए आएंगे। हिज होलीनेस लोकनाथ स्वामी महाराज। और आप सबको पता है जो भाद्र पूर्णिमा में हम सब ने ग्रंथ वितरण कर रहे थे, तो ये भाद्र पूर्णिमा का डिस्काउंट है, आने वाले 7 तारीख तक आपके लिए अवेलेबल है। तो सभी भक्तों से विनती करते हैं कि कम से कम एक श्रीमद् भागवतम आप वितरण कीजिएगा। ये श्रीमद् भागवतम हमारा हर साल जैसे मैराथन में हम प्राइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं, ये साल भर के लिए प्राइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं। ये अच्छा स्कोरिंग भी है, 72 पॉइंट्स एक श्रीमद् भागवतम सेट को आपको प्राप्त होता है। तो हर भक्तों के ये अकाउंट में ये स्कोर्स जाता है। तो हर एक भक्तों से हम विनती करते हैं कम से कम एक श्रीमद् भागवतम आप वितरण कर सकते हैं। हरे कृष्णा।
I have one final news I got now. There's a nice devotee who was with us in the ISKCON Leadership, Education and Development Systems program, iLeads program, which I'm conducting right now. His name is Chakra Dari Prabhu. You know him, he's from Pune before, but he serves as the co-temple president of ISKCON Vijayawada. Am I saying it right? Vijayawada. They eat a lot of chili there. Chili sabji they eat in Andhra Pradesh, right? Very spicy, yeah. So he spiced up the order. He's personally taking for his temple, from our stock here, 50 ultimate audio and 50 ultimate video.
Haribo!
Today. So he is ahead of ISKCON Pune temple. And he has a much smaller temple. And we'll give him a discount. For such big order, we'll give discount. I just thought I'll share that nice news for you. Okay, so now it's time for Mahaprasade Govinde, right? Oh, he wants me to announce further. So, donations for this came from Subhash Kivade, and then Vraj Sampat Prabhu, Sunny Kumar, and then Nitesh Pise, and then Vishnu Wade. Okay, so we already have sponsors for brahmacharis coming up. That's a nice thing. All right. I don't want to keep you waiting because you can't keep prasadam waiting. Prasadam is not different from Krishna. Bhagavat prasadam ki, Ananta Kodi Vaishnav Vranda ki, Natai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.